So anyway, thank you for attending Modular's MineCare 3 Maintenance Management webinar. We know your time is important, and we thank you for taking the 30 or so minutes to join us. Today's presentation will focus on some of the new features and capabilities of the MineCare system and how implementing a maintenance program that leverages cloud-based technology can help your mine increase equipment uptime and availability, maximize equipment and labor utilization, and diminish your maintenance costs. My name is Patricia Brown, and I'm the Marketing Manager at Modular. I'll be your moderator today. I want to let everyone know that this is an interactive webinar where you can ask questions. To do so, simply type in the question in the chat box at the bottom left of your screen at any time during the presentation. After about a 20-25 minute presentation, there will be some time at the end of the webinar for questions and answers. If for some reason we do not get to your question, we will follow up with you within approximately 48 hours. This webinar is being recorded, so we will have everyone's audio muted except the presenters, and it will be available for download on our website in the next few days. Our presenter today will be Simon Van Wiegen, Modular's Product Manager for Maintenance Management Systems. Simon joined Modular in October 2013. He has a Bachelor of Mechatronics Engineering degree and a Bachelor of Computer Science degree, both from Deakin University in Australia. He has 9 years of experience in the mining industry, working with Rio Tinto at multiple mining operations including Tauranga Coal, Hale Creek Mine, and Hunter Valley before joining Modular. He has held various maintenance roles including Reliability Engineer, Maintenance Engineer, Monitoring and Control Engineer, and Asset Health Specialist. Simon is currently based in Tucson, Arizona, and with that, I'm now going to hand the presentation over to Simon.
Thank you very much, Tricia, and thank you everyone for joining today in what's a very exciting time for Modular Mining Systems, in which we are in the process of launching our latest maintenance management product, MineCare 3, which is also our first cloud computing-based product. So just a legal notice up front that just a general note that any of the material in this presentation is protected by copyright laws, so please do not reprint, republish, or distribute without the express consent from Modular Mining Systems. So to give you an overview of today's presentation, I'm going to be providing a general quick overview of Modular Mining Systems. Then I'm going to be talking a little bit about what the MineCare product is all about. I'll be providing you an overview of the MineCare 3 product and how it works, what some of the major features are that we're introducing with the new version. I'll be talking a little bit about the support and service offering for the MineCare 3 product, and then finally some discussion on the overall value delivery and return on investment from the MineCare 3 solution. So to start off, just a quick overview of the Modular company. So really in line with our vision to revolutionize the way the mining industry operates in real time, MineCare 3 enhances our capability to provide access to real-time vital asset health information from your equipment across the mine. So where do we operate? We operate in 250 mines across the world where we provide local support capability with our 10 different offices across different regions. We operate across 33 different countries, and we offer a very strong level of support across the globe in our different regions. So in terms of our overall product and service offering, MineCare sits into our overall IntelliMine product suite, in which we offer also our dispatch fleet management system, our Provision machine guidance high precision system, and also our Mine Alert safety system for tools such as fatigue management and collision avoidance. We also offer our MasterLink network infrastructure, and then we have support and deployment services as well as advanced consulting services for mine services. So now to move on to MineCare and a bit of an overview of the product. So really what MineCare is all about is providing a real-time monitoring solution for equipment health and maintenance processes to drive a proactive response. So ultimately what we can help to deliver is optimize uptime of your equipment, by really helping to greatly reduce the amount of time taken to troubleshoot and repair machine problems. Also helping to make informed decisions around optimizing the maintenance schedules for your mining equipment. We can help to maximize the utilization of the equipment by really monitoring how equipment is being operated, and is it being operated in an efficient manner. We can help to control costs by preventing and avoiding catastrophic component failures, and also identifying where we have trends in repeat occurrences of failures and eliminating or addressing the root cause of those failures. MineCare is also an important safety tool in that it is able to improve operator performance by monitoring and identifying where equipment is being operated outside of its intended operating limits and helping to address those practices. So to talk about some of the common challenges that we see in the mining industry and the common challenges that we're trying to address with the product, we see also continue to see poor equipment availability, frequent failures, and also recurring failures of the same type that continue to occur without addressing the root cause. We also see excessive amounts of hands-on troubleshooting, which is potentially unnecessary and can be avoided. Unscheduled maintenance continues to be a common problem in the mining industry, where we still see in excess of 60% of maintenance being performed in an unscheduled manner at a typical operation. We also see insufficient capture of workflow information and lack of automation here. Quite often maintenance plans are not optimized, and there's a real opportunity to move to more of a condition-based maintenance regime as opposed to time-based, and really also move further back on the PF interval when it comes to detecting condition deterioration. Detecting problems and also tracking at component level is a common challenge, in being able to understand how long components individually have been in operation and the individual condition of those components. So we aim to address that concern. Also, labour utilisation. Commonly, maintenance personnel spend a lot of their time travelling between work locations, performing administrative tasks where they could be spending more time optimised on the tools, with the necessary information delivered to them up front so they can get straight to the work location and start to perform the work necessary. Also, capital expenditure is a common concern in the current business climate, and we aim to address that, and I'll talk about that with MineCare 3. And then finally, equipment operation, and then lack of synergy between maintenance and operations departments is a common problem, and we really aim to help these departments to achieve an environment where they're working towards common goals. So when we look at overall operating costs of a typical mining operation, we see that maintenance costs makes up a very large portion of that overall costs. And also we can identify that these maintenance costs are typically the most controllable costs in the operation. So we really aim to address where these costs can be controlled and really focus on eliminating a lot of those costs. And ultimately what we're trying to achieve is assisting operations with moving away from the traditional reactive maintenance domain, where we're running equipment to the point of failure, to the proactive maintenance domain, where we're able to monitor the assets in real time and be able to actually predict when components are going to fail, or what's the remaining useful life of those components, and then finally put the necessary actions in place to protect that asset going forward. And we've had organisations that have claimed savings of in hundreds of millions of dollars of maintenance costs from the use of the product. So to provide an overview of our OEM interfaces, we're the largest provider of OEM interfaces in the industry. We interface with every major OEM in the mining industry, and we also interface with almost every major equipment type available. We have a dedicated team for development, maintenance, and support of OEM interfaces. So that dedicated team really helps us focus on this interface development and providing quality interfaces. We also have some more advanced interfaces, for example, oil analysis interface for online oil analysis, where we can provide real-time oil sampling on board the equipment with transmission of the oil analysis results in real time to the user, so they don't have to wait the lengthy turnaround time for oil analysis. So an overview of how the product works. Really, we are able to collect the data from the onboard mining equipment from OEM systems or third-party systems. Then we collate that data in our onboard mobile computer, and that data is sent over a wireless network to our central cloud computing environment. From client applications, our users can access the data from the cloud and present that data visually to make important maintenance decisions. We also have a fast feedback module which allows for MineCare events to be sent directly to the equipment operator, where it could be operator-related events. So to provide an overview of our cloud computing model, we have moved to a different deployment model for MineCare 3, where we can deploy the product in the Microsoft Azure cloud. What this means is that customers have a dedicated environment within the Azure cloud for their MineCare central application. We also have the advantage now where we can combine sites in a larger organization into a single computing environment, where we can access that data, have a shared configuration, and provide monitoring of multiple sites within that one environment. We also have a service, RemoteCare, where we can monitor the system on behalf of the customer, and we have very high-level support capability from within the Azure cloud. So to move on to the MineCare mobile application that runs on the onboard computer, we've made various improvements and some significant redesigns to this application. Some of the benefits that we're trying to achieve there is to optimize data collection, to really collect data in a much more efficient manner. And through this, we're able to now provide continuous data collection. So any of the important parameters on the machine we can collect continuously for the trending data for the operation of the equipment. We provide improved store and forward capability. So where we're in an event where we lose communications to the machine, we've been able to test this in excess of 24 hours of continued data collection, where this data will be forwarded off to the central system once communication becomes available again. The machine will also not lose this data in the event of a power loss. In terms of enhanced data encryption and compression, this has been developed to improve the security of the data as well as the transmission of the data over the network. We also have created the ability to simply create user-defined events without going through complex trend logic. So if you have a simple condition statement where you would like to trigger user-defined events, that can be quickly created within the event handling application. We also provide user-defined parameter support, where you can create your own parameter logic for trending, enhanced suppression logic for improved validation of events, and finally, associated parameter support, where we can return the instantaneous value of sensors responsible for triggering alarms at the time that the event is triggered, so it's easy to see what actually caused that event to occur. In terms of the overview of our subscription model, so the way that MineCare 3 is purchased has changed significantly. So rather than being a capital investment, you can subscribe to MineCare as a service, where you will pay a monthly fee per equipment for that subscription, which includes all of the interface capability on the machine, all of your software licenses, as well as support CCA. So it's a one-off subscription that covers everything required outside of the hardware on the machine. Some of the benefits that are provided by the cloud computing environment, really we help to provide the best total cost of ownership of the solution. We can really lower the capital costs by avoiding all of the infrastructure on site, which requires ongoing upgrades, maintenance, and management. We also help to provide much more seamless upgrades, expansion and support. Under this model, it's very supportable. We can do things like provide automated updates to the system. It's very easy to connect and diagnose problems with the help of some of the tools on the Azure cloud as well. And also we provide enterprise-wide data configuration management. So we could potentially monitor a very small operation or a contractor organization that's spread across multiple sites, right up to a very large-scale corporate organization where there's potentially thousands of equipment units across multiple countries. And finally, dynamic resource allocation, where we can automatically scale up or down resources in the computing environment as demands increase, so we don't run out of resources. Very important as well for data storage and computing needs. So to talk about some of the major features with the new product, this is our dashboard screen, which is really designed to be our central interface, which is totally user configurable and provides an overview of the maintenance or equipment health summary for the mine. So we see this tile format in a kind of a metro style interface where we see summary data from the different applications, and we can drill down into this data once we realize that there's a problem in one of the particular modules. And we can also look at KPI data and goal-orientated information from this screen. Our event handling application, we continue to use this application for fault monitoring and tracking. And as faults come in, we have the incoming event screen in a similar tabular format to what we were used to with MineCare 2, but we have included a visual tracking map for the equipment, and there's various other features like the associated parameter to the event. We continue to support snapshots, which have been enhanced in the way that these snapshots are displayed and configured. And we can also show an overall map view of the equipment and look at historical information around where events are being reported, and also create heat style maps of where we're seeing clusters of particular events, so we can quickly identify that there's a problem potentially with the pit design that could be contributing to some of these events. So moving on to our data monitoring application, this is really taking the capability of our real-time monitoring application previously, as well as the trending application, and merging these into an individual interface. So any requirements around data collection are handled within this interface, and we provide a visual chart display for tracking any of the parameters, either historical or in real time. We can access that data as required. We provide a map view that provides a trail summary of where the data was collected that's showing on the visual screen, and as we zoom out, that will adjust accordingly. We can also provide both continuous data collection or conditional data collection if there's particular conditions under which we want to collect data or highlight a problem. We also have live connection status of the interfaces and automatic detection of when parameters fall outside of their expected operating limits. The equipment tracking screen is a new module for MineCare 3. This gives us a visual overview of equipment-centric information. We have a tile view, which actually you can see there in the bottom right-hand corner. Also, we have a map view of the equipment, and we can show where the equipment is operating in the mine. And we also have we can drill down into a detailed view of the equipment where we can see a small drawing of the equipment with the areas of the components highlighted that are expected to be responsible for the failure. We also show maintenance history as well as fault history, so you can correlate those two quickly and see is there a particular events that are occurring that are related to maintenance events that have been performed on the machine, and also correlate the operational information. So our dispatch fleet management system continues to be integrated with our MineCare system, where we can integrate operational information. We integrate with both Dispatch 5 and Dispatch 6 for that information. So a new service that we've been offering is RemoteCare, and this is where we provide a service on behalf of our customers to monitor the system on behalf of the customers and provide advanced reporting and analysis capability. We have 2 mines running this service, one in Colombia and one in Peru, and we've seen significant benefits from these customers as a result. Some of the benefits include significant reduction in operator-related events and also reduced costs. And we also have seen increase in availability of equipment due to tracking particular engine component problems. Around data security, data security continues to be very important, and moving the data out to the cloud, we control the security of that data. We have a proxy server that we allow the data exchange to be controlled between the mine network and the internet. We allow for a dedicated connection to the cloud if required. We also provide data encryption, SSL, Azure Active Directory authentication, and communication through HTTPS connection port. We also maintain that the customer has full ownership of the data, so we will not provide the data to any third parties, and the customer has proprietary access to the data that's maintained within their private cloud environment. In terms of support and service, we continue to follow our existing support model for this product, where we have 3 tiers of support at both a regional and global level. We provide 24/7 support coverage, and with the MineCare 3 product, we really take advantages of the supportability of the product within the cloud, and we can very quickly diagnose problems. We also see very high level of availability of the system within the cloud. So to talk about the overall value of the system. This is an example of a customer that we have running in Australia. On implementation of the MineCare solution, they very quickly were able to achieve a significant improvement in their scheduled loss ratio. So reduction in unscheduled maintenance events from around 80% down to closer to 50% in the matter of 2 years that they've been operating. So very significant result there, and we have replicated similar results across many of our other customers. Another example here is a mine that took a particular focus to look at engine problems caused by injector failures. As a result of this one initiative alone, they were able to increase the availability of the large truck fleet by around 4%, so a very significant increase in availability as a result. And then finally here we have a case study which is specifically related to a MineCare 3 product deployment. We have this product running in Australia. It was originally as a field trial and it's still running today. The solution was deployed on a truck fleet within the Azure cloud. We have a local data center deployment, so we were able to utilize the local data center in Australia for this deployment. We haven't seen any noticeable difference in the real-time capability or access to the data compared to an on-premises deployment. We have an on-premises deployment of MineCare 2 running alongside this, and really the data is essentially real-time that's available through the cloud. We also were able to reduce the amount of time for deployment from a typical 10 days on-site. The same work could be performed by 2 people remotely. And finally, a big improvement that we've seen is that we haven't recorded any downtime of the central cloud system since this was enabled online, and the customer has commented that this was a very good result. So to talk about finally a summary of the overall value of the system, really around technology, we're able to remotely monitor real time based on the needs of the customer, providing predictive analysis for proactive maintenance planning. Around scalability with the cloud-based technology for best TCO, and also the most extensive range of OEM interfaces available. In terms of our experience, we are the longest running provider of real-time maintenance management systems, which we've had since 2002 with our MineCare version 1. And really we have over 35 years experience in total in the mining industry. So many organizations trust Modular as a company to provide a maintenance management solution. Some of our mines or largest mines in the world use MineCare, and we have various proven results with the product. In terms of support, we have strong capabilities worldwide, and every major mining region is covered by Modular's regional offices. We can also take advantage of the advanced support capability that we can deliver through the cloud system. So this sums up my presentation. We have a little bit of time to take some questions. So thank you very much for your time, and I'll have Patricia read any of the questions we have time for.
Thanks, Simon. So we have a couple that came in. The first one is in regards to third-party integration and specifically SAP. Can or does MineCare integrate with SAP?
So we have various APIs developed for MineCare currently. We can interface with oil laboratory systems. We interface with OSI Soft Pi system. And we are also in the process of developing an interface to ERP solutions with SAP included. This solution would allow for things like automated trigger of maintenance work notifications in the system based on the health condition of the equipment, and also capturing important maintenance history and work management history from the ERP system back into MineCare.
Next question is, how does MineCare 3 work for contractors who are moving equipment units?
So the MineCare subscription allows for equipments to be transferred between locations. We're not tied down to a specific site location with MineCare 3 like we were with an on-premises deployment where we communicate through a central server. So essentially, any subscription, we can have multiple sites with equipment units configured, and those equipment units can be moved between locations without affecting the operation of their system.
The next question, so will the business units be able to update equipment versions via the cloud? For example, if a new version of OEM drivers is released, rolled out via the cloud?
Currently, for updates to the embedded software that sits on the equipment, the updates are required to take place through a connection via a server on site. We are planning to provide the capability to provide an overview of full version summary through the cloud, and then also automatic updates being delivered to the equipment in line with the central updates. So this will be made available in a future release expected this year.
Specifically in the case study for the fuel injectors, what equipment was it running on?
For the equipment injectors, this was 793D trucks were made up the majority of that fleet.
And I think we have time for one more question. Can you extract all the information continuously now?
Yes, with the capability we've introduced with MineCare 3, we can now collect any important parameters from the machines continuously. So it's up to user discretion in the frequency at which those parameters are collected, but we have tested the capability and we are able to collect any of the key information from the equipment in a continuous manner, as in one sample per second.
And this question actually is a follow-up to that, I guess. Can you see multiple pieces of equipment collecting the data and compare at the same time?
Our data monitoring application allows for multiple equipment to be compared alongside one another. So in the individual chart, we can see more than one equipment unit and quickly correlate the behavior of specific parameters for that purpose.
And so I think that concludes our webinar for today. That wraps it up. We hope it was informative. If we've not gotten to your question, we will again follow up with you within the next 2 days with responses. And if you have any follow-up questions or comments, you can contact us at products@mmsi.com. Thank you again for your time, and we hope to see you in one of our future webinars.
Thank you, everyone.